Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life, and here we have an article from the Motley Fool. I will leave it in the description down below. You've heard me say this in my previous videos as well. Verizon wireless problem may be bigger than you think, and this is forecasting future outlooks, right? The carriers have estimates and forecasts like, hey, what are we forecasting to do for this quarter? The carriers have that, all of them, and then the analysts have their estimates and forecasts as well. So this is not just when I say Verizon's problem is bigger than you think. The Motley Fool says Verizon's problems is bigger than you think. It's not because of right now, the second, or just what happened at the second quarter. No, it's the future outlook. That's what they're looking at. Verizon forecasted a downtrend on its financials. That's something that Hans Vestberg was still holding on to. Like, hey, we're not growing, but yes, we are, we are better off on the financials. No, that is forecasting to be a negative for the rest of the year as well now. So this can still be fixed, as I've said in the previous video. But now I'm starting to believe that it's going to take a new management team to fix this for Verizon. I'm truly starting to believe that Hans has to go. Hans Vestberg, the CEO of the company, he has to go, and with him, the rest of the team has to get swapped out. They got to go because he seems to be stubborn. And trust me, internally, I'm hearing talks that VCG, Verizon Consumer Group, there's a lot of problems and a lot of headbutting. So there seems to be, they want to make changes, but it's being turned down. And the only other person that I can think of that has to go through is Hans Vestberg. If changes, any moves are presented, they have to be presented to him in order to get the green light to move forward. And I'm thinking he's turning everything down. So the reason I say they'll need a new management is because it seems like to me he's stubborn and he's not going to change until he gets the slightest positive that his plan is working. So right now he's in the mindset that his plan is the plan. This is what's going to work, and he's not changing. That's how stubborn he is. So we saw that it didn't work in the first quarter. It didn't work in the second quarter. And I can tell you guys right now, it's not working in the third quarter. I can tell you this, guys, right now. So I get sent updates from the estimation forecasting internally from the analysts. I see the internal market share numbers, and it's not looking pretty. So the market share numbers are from a third party, and they get updated quite regularly. And so it gives you a national look of the market share numbers, and then you can look at them on an individual city basis. LA, Chicago, New York, you can look at them. And the last time I saw the update, Verizon was losing upwards of 3% market share nationally. Think about that. 3%. That is massive. We're talking about a estimated forecast of Verizon losing 500,000 consumers in the third quarter on the consumer side. Let me repeat this for you. Verizon is forecasted to lose 500,000 on the consumer side in the third quarter. Now, some of that will be offset like we saw in the second quarter and the first quarter, but they are materially losing and that's a forecast estimate. They're forecasted to materially lose 500,000 customers. Now, entire accounts will be lost in that as well, and that's being forecasted to be between 200 to 300,000. And yet, we haven't seen any major shifts within the company. In fact, we just had a major phone launch, the Galaxy Flip and the Galaxy Fold, and Verizon did not respond to any competitive pressure. AT&T has a better deal promotional-wise, and T-Mobile has a better deal promotional-wise. Verizon did not budge. Now, the forecasts will change again, I'm told, if Verizon does not respond to competitive pressure on the iPhone launch. If they do the same for the iPhone launch, the forecasts are going to immediately drastically look more negative than they are now. So Hans has to make changes and he has to make them quick. But like I said, I don't expect that to come until there's a different management group. So I just wanted to speak on the key points briefly from the article. Cable television companies are proving surprisingly disruptive within the wireless arena. I know that's been included in the run rate, but it may not have been thought of as extreme and as competitive as they are. Consumers are flocking to lower cost services, not caring how connections are made and maintained. Traditional carriers are limited in what they can do to combat this growth, with these new rivals enjoying much lower infrastructure costs. So again, just real quick, I know the MVNOs are cutting into that for sure. But T-Mobile and AT&T are priced better than Verizon as well in that MNO space, and they offer better promotional pressure, and they actually maintain it. They don't just offer it for a week or two and then end it. So these are just some things to keep in mind as you look at Verizon, you think about Verizon, their approach and how they're moving forward. I truly believe, and this is coming from me, hearing what I'm hearing on both the internal Verizon side and then with the analysts, Verizon will have to make changes, especially if what I'm told is going to come to fruition on these iPhone promos and Verizon does not respond. That's going to be a bigger problem, I think, than anything that they're dealing with right now. But I think, at least for this iPhone promo, I think Hans is going to budge. I think on that one, he will have to budge, because if not, the port outs are going to go crazy. So let me know what you think about this. I will leave this article in the description down below so you guys can check out the Monthly Fool. Again, this is a bigger problem. If there are no changes beyond the welcome plan, and that welcome plan, it's not doing much for them right now. If there are no changes beyond that, and when I say changes, I mean price drops. There's nothing else they can do besides a price drop. They have to drop their pricing. If they go from 90 to 80 with auto pay and drop all their pricing by $10, I can guarantee you their growth is gonna come back. They're gonna start growing again. But the way it looks right now, according to the second quarter earnings call, Hans said the promos are not sustainable. They're pulling back competitive pressure. They're not making any changes on prices. It's just too competitive of an environment. Dish is getting ready to come. More MVNOs are coming out the woodworks. Others are adjusting. So it's a tough environment to be in right now for Verizon. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel. Follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.